Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the SDG Gender Index. So the SDG Gender Index is a new index to measure the global gender equality and this was launched recently. So in this lecture we will be discussing what is SDG Gender Index. We will also understand what are the key for your UPSC preparations. So this comes under your GS paper 1 as well as your GS paper 2. In your GS paper 1 this comes under the topic social issues and social justice. Now in your paper 2, GS paper 2, this comes under government initiatives, governance, etc. because the implications of this report or this index is important in the sense that how does a government react to it or what are the initiatives taken by the government. So in that perspective this will come in your paper 2 as well. So if a question is asked about gender equality, you can give the highlights of this report and you can also mention about the initiatives taken by the government and this will come in your paper 2. Now this will directly come in your GS paper 1 as well. So for your UPSC preparations this is a very important topic. Now this index measures the global gender equality. So this is at the global level and gender equality at the global level has been measured through this index. So let us start, but before that this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC and bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JEE courses, teaching examination, railway examination, defense examination, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Service Examination, CLAT exams for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. So let us start. Let us first understand what is this SDG Gender Index. So this SDG Gender Index measures gender equality at the global level as we said in the beginning. So this is developed by Equal Measures 2030 and this is also a joint effort of regional and global organizations. So the regional and global organizations include African Women's Development and Communication Network, Asia Pacific Resource and Research Center for Women and a philanthropic organization that is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, International Women's Health Coalition. So these are all some of the important international partners for developing this index. And this index accounts for 14 out of 17 SDGs. So SDGs are Sustainable Development Goals as you know. And there are total 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And this index accounts for almost 14 out of 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And these goals, that is the 14 goals, cover various aspects like poverty, health, education, literacy, political representation, equality at workplace, etc. So it covers almost 14 out of 17 sustainable development goals and a score of 100 reflects the achievement of gender equality in relation to the target set for each indicator. So if a country gets a score of 100, it means that the country is able to achieve the goals. And a score of 50, that is half a score out of 100, it indicates that a country is almost halfway in meeting the goal. So this is briefly about the SDG Gender Index. Now moving on, let us understand what are the key findings of this index. So the global average score, that is almost 129 countries were analyzed and a global average score is 65.7. And this 129 countries which were analyzed consist of 95% of women around the world. So the global average is only 65.7 and this is out of 100. Now nearly 1.4 billion girls and women are living in countries that get a very poor grade. And altogether 2.8 billion girls and women live in countries that get a score of either very poor or poor. So very poor means those countries that has a score of 59 and below. Now poor means 60 to 69. So almost 2.8 billion women and girls live in those countries that has a score of either very poor or poor. And only 8% of world's population of girls and women live in countries that received a good gender equality score, that is from 80 to 89. So the total or the maximum score is out of 100, and only 8% of women and girls belongs to those countries which has a score good, that is between 80 to 89. Now the excellent score, that is from 90 to 100. So there is no country that achieved an overall score of 90 or above in gender equality. So the countries with excellent score are nil, that is above a score of 90 out of 100. Now another interesting finding is that not all countries' scores on the index correlate with national income. Now what is national income? National income of a country is the income generated by the ordinary citizens or ordinary residents of a country. So there is lesser correlation with the national income. For example, if a country has higher national income, it doesn't mean that the performance of the country with regard to gender equality is also high. So we cannot say that all the countries have a positive correlation with their national income with regard to gender equality. So some countries, they perform better than what is expected based on their GDP per capita, while some countries they underperform. It means that those countries that have a higher GDP, sometimes those countries underperform, and those countries with lesser GDP, in some cases these countries perform well or better than what is expected according to their GDP. So as a conclusion, the report finds that the world is so far from achieving gender equality. So there is no country that has a score above 90 with an excellent score, and there is a significant proportion which belongs to very poor and poor category. So with that, the conclusion is that the world itself is far from achieving gender equality. Now let us come to the case of India. The rank of India is 95 out of 129 countries. So a total of 129 countries were analyzed and the rank of India is 95th. Now let us analyze what are the indicators where India scored high. So those high scoring indicators for India are health. India has got a score of 79.9. Hunger and nutrition, India has 76.2. And in energy, India has 71.8 score. So these are the indicators where India has performed fairly well. Now coming to India's low performance indicators, they are industry, infrastructure, innovation, climate, etc. And India scored a 95.3% on female students in primary education. And in the proportion of seats held by women in national parliament, India scored 23.6. In 2018, women made up around 11.8% in the parliament, and now in the 2019 elections, after the elections, in the new parliament, the proportion has increased, but this index considers the previous government or the previous parliament. So there was 11.8% representation of women. And regarding the seats held by women in the Supreme Court, it is only 4%, and in this indicator India has scored 18.2. Now coming to gender-based violence, the indicators include firstly the proportion of women aged between 20 to 24 who were married or who were in a union before the age of 18 is 27.3%. Now secondly, those women who agreed that their husband or their partner is justified in beating his wife or the partner under certain circumstances accounts for 47.0%. Now those women aged 15 years and plus who reported that they feel safe to walk alone at night in the city or in any area where they live, this accounts for 69.1%. So these are the findings about India in this index, and these are the highlights of this report. You can find the PDF of this lecture on our website www.studyiq.com. You can follow my Facebook page for more video updates. You can also write to me at joycey.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries and clarifications. Thank you.